Welcome back, everybody, to the Subclass Podcast. It's not the Subclass Podcast, it's the Arcane Lounge.
Wow.
But Logan's
I didn't
here,
even catch that.
So it is the Subclass Podcast. You know what's funny? I actually said it and then was like, that's a funny joke.
Yeah.
So I just went with it.
Nice.
So
Good
I'm
old
basically
comedy.
just a perfect comedian is what I am.
Yeah,
so.
no, you're flawless.
Yeah.
They just
Today,
spill out of your mouth.
Yeah, exactly. Today we have on the Arcane Lounge podcast, Logan, also known as the Runesmith. Logan, who are you? What do you do?
Hello and greetings. I do as much as I can, which is definitely too much all the time. But I'd say what I'm most known for is my YouTube channel, Runesmith, where I essentially try and educate people on the basic understanding of certain monsters, the basics of story writing, storytelling, and how to have a good time at the table playing any role-playing game, I think, for the most part. But
Totally.
5e is my focus. Mm-hmm. And as an offshoot of that, which is actually more successful but less well-known, I would say, is my company, Eldermancy, where I work with a couple other guys, and we are publishing 5th edition content, and eventually we'll probably move into our own board games.
Like the one that just launched like a couple of days ago, The Seeker's Guide to Twisted Taverns?
The Seeker's Guide to Twisted Taverns.
Wow, that's so cool.
The true sequel to Stibble's Codex.
Dude,
Part
that
2.
shit's at $500,000?
Yeah. I'm mad at it. Stop buying
You
it.
guys are crazy.
Yeah,
It's so
this is the
cool,
one
though.
podcast where I'm going to be like, all right, I launched a book. Don't buy it. Leave me alone.
Yeah, just
too
make
much.
it really shitty.
Logan,
All that
No, don't make it
advertising's really
shitty, but
bad.
just like hide it. Tell everyone not
Yeah.
to look
Oh,
at it.
yeah,
or go
yeah, yeah.
to it.
if they're
Yeah.
here, I think they already bought it. So,
Ah, shit, you're
yeah.
right.
Dang it.
Well, welcome
Well,
to everyone who didn't. Don't.
I won't.
Speaking
Thank
of
you.
Eldermancy, there was a really
boy.
fun, quirky, cool ad on Critical Role last week, which was awesome. It was so
hey, look
weird.
at
I was
that.
watching it live, and I was messaging Logan while I was watching it too, and it's so weird hearing like Matt and Sam say Eldermancy. I was like,
Yeah.
I know them.
It's so weird.
Yeah.
It's one of those things where it's like a conflicting reality. You hear it and you're like, that I didn't hear that. That was a hallucination.
Exactly,
And you just
yeah.
keep going about your day.
It's crazy. It was so cool. But on that podcast, Sam Riegel made a delicious cocktail out of every letter of Eldermancy. And you made a sort of version on
Yeah.
Evenfall, which
Okay.
was pretty good, but it had mustard in it.
No,
Yeah.
yeah, and that did ruin it. That and okay. So the problem is that their VOD goes up on Mondays, and we play our games on Friday, and they do their live one on Thursday. So I only had a couple of people to go off. I guess I didn't ask the right people for the recipe. So I was like, oh, okay, he missed a few letters, and I was okay with that. Like, that didn't matter to me. I was like, okay, I can fill them in. And I was actually, instead of mustard, I was going to do milk, but I have learned specifically that lemon juice curdles milk.
It does, yeah.
So I would have had
that
cheese
was
on the top of my
that,
drink.
Taliesin was saying right after he drank it, he's like, that's got to be awful. The yogurt curdles right before you drink it because there's yogurt in it.
Yeah.
So obviously Sam was making a big meme, just making a dumb ad out of this thing, but you guys know we got it. Spencer and I were sitting there like, what was it? Well, okay, and we
Yep.
were like writing it down. We're like, we're gonna make it on the podcast and drink this because we hate ourselves.
Yeah.
Don't actually. I don't want this to become like a thing where like Sam Riegel suddenly feels really guilty. Don't start making this. This is just like a stupid meme. But I needed to know what it tasted like. So
we're not asking you to do this. This is something that they did, and we're making it. We don't want it to be a meme. We want it to be like a subtle joke for people who are really that interested.
Also,
it's gonna
that confirms
it's gonna
that
be
we're
a
gonna
recipe.
make it.
Yeah. I have
Yeah, it's gonna
everything
be a
right
recipe
here.
in the book too.
Oh.
I've got everything lined up right here.
That's great. That's so cool. So yeah, we have all the ingredients here,
You ready?
Spencer. If, I'm ready as I'm ever gonna be. We're gonna make the Eldermancy here live on the subclass. The Arcane Lounge podcast.
Did you make that
all the
mistake
fans
before, or
of
is
the
it just
subclass
me?
podcast are just seething right now. They're just
Yeah.
like, this is the closest we'll get to another episode.
That
All
one
right.
was the
All
ghetto
right.
version of this one.
So Spencer, you've memorized this thing. What is it?
Okay, so Sam called for elderberry liqueur. That fucking shit doesn't exist.
It's impossible to find. I was looking for elderberry wine, and I made people mad.
If he found that, it's bullshit. He put water. That
So I found elderflower liqueur.
it's close.
It's close.
Okay.
Oh, there's a spoon in here. Oops.
Nice.
That's for later.
Add that in. What's it smell like? What's the aromatics there?
Bad.
Oh, by the way, we in a safe COVID free way also gave Logan all of the ingredients
Yes.
that we're using. I drove over and gave him to his house. Oh, COVID update in the middle of this thing.
I still have it.
Spencer is still positive for some reason. I'm negative though. Somehow.
I feel fine though.
Yeah.
I'm like 100%.
Jacob, you are the last of us.
Yeah. Yeah. I told Logan earlier. That's what he said.
Lemon, which I forgot to give to Logan. I also forgot to give him rum because I'm terrible.
He used so much lemon. No, it's
Can you
all right.
squeeze
I've
this?
got some.
Oh yeah, I got this.
I have
Get that-
COVID. I can't do that.
Oh yeah, no worries. Logan luckily had some lemon juice.
Oh, that's probably.
Oh, you just had a whole lemon. Nice.
We have a
We have a
lemon
lemon
tree.
tree.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
And your mom comes by and steals them all.
She does. She needs to come by. There's too many on the tree. This is vermouth.
Vermouth, very nice.
This is a dry vermouth for the D.
Yes, for the D. Next is
Espresso from our new espresso machine that we just got,
Yeah,
which is
actually.
sexy as hell.
Oh.
So it's gonna be some good espresso. What?
I'm upset that we're going to have to ruin it. Yeah, that smells really good. Here we go.
Yum! And he put a lot of espresso in his. I saw it, and you can like see the foam on the top when he pours it. I'm like, that's real espresso.
this is next we have rum.
It's so much. Oh,
Yeah, he said about a shot.
Jesus
Oh,
Christ.
boy.
Mezcal, which I hate.
I like mezcal.
It's like tequila, but like cooked or something, right?
Yeah,
What
it's
is
just,
mezcal?
it's a little different.
I don't know what it is, but I
don't
really
know
don't.
either.
I
but-
looked it up.
I like the flavor of it. Spencer
Oh my
hates
god,
it.
that smells like medicine.
My
Yeah,
first
it's like medicine.
My first
Oh, there's so
experience
much.
with it, yes, 2 shots. My first experience
no.
with mezcal was at Disneyland of all places, and I wanted to die. They sell alcohol at Disneyland.
'Cause you were at Disneyland.
Yeah.
Where did you have? Oh, they had the they had the bar
Food
and-
festival
They had the
thingy,
food
yeah.
fest thing in California and DCA, and they had a mezcal
We're
drink. And I was like,
Disney
this is
adults, sort of. Don't judge us.
Yeah, sorry, guys.
And
We're a
then
little
he
cringe.
called for 3 shots of absinthe, but the bottle I purchased would not allow that.
Absinthe is so
You'll
expensive.
probably
but
die if
it's
it's that
so
much.
good. I love absinthe.
Absinthe. I do like the smell of it.
Yeah, it's like black licorice.
Yeah, it's nice. People are always so like absinthe, and it's like shut the fuck up. It's
let
just
her-
Yeah, well, it used to be made like in a different way that it was distilled because
Yeah.
it's made from wormwood, and there's a psychedelic in wormwood or a hallucinogenic in wormwood that when you consume like slightly past the point of the hallucination where you would see a lot of people documented that they would see a green lady, and that's why it's called the Green Lady.
okay. Interesting.
But if you drank like right past that point, you're dead.
Oh.
So
Well, they were probably
Green Lady
just
comes and
about to
takes you.
die. That's what was happening.
Next, I believe, is this North Coast.
Oh yeah, this beer we
North
didn't
Coast beer.
didn't have Newport, but we had North Coast.
Yeah.
Which is this
Still
is
It's
a lot
an
of
ale,
beer.
yeah.
That I'm
Yeah.
maybe gonna drink. How much?
He
that
said a
much?
lot.
I wish I had
A lot?
I wish I had a little more. You just gave me like one little jar, and there's gonna be so much mezcal in here.
I didn't have very many jars.
That's fine.
Cherries.
How many maraschino cherries?
I think he dropped in 1 or 2. So
No, it was just one,
Just
but
one?
he launched it in.
I gave you 2, I
Oh,
believe,
that was a
Logan.
delicious
Yes.
little plopping sound.
And it's not floating; it's straight at the bottom. And then a healthy scoop of.
Of yogurt.
Don't ruin my new keyboard. I bought a new one, by the way.
Oh, good job.
Oh, that's nice. The one that you destroyed on
Making
Yeah.
this drink.
Greek
Don't do it
yogurt
again.
too. You know, the thick kind.
Oh, good old probiotics.
Oh God, this is disgusting. But
No,
it
that
smells
smells-
good.
No, it doesn't.
No, it doesn't. Oh fuck, it smells like a Mike and Ike.
I think that's probably a decent
Yeah,
amount.
that's probably
And
good.
he shakes it up. He says you have to get it mixed in there. So I
Yeah.
can't
have
shake
a
it,
pretty good shaker here. I don't have any ice though, so
I think I was actually relatively okay with it up to this point.
I didn't expect it to do that.
This isn't the Eldermancy. This is the catastrophe. Everything it touches, it ruins.
It's all chunky. This is disgusting. Welcome to the disgusting podcast.
Wait, is this even a probiotic anymore? Or did we just kill it by putting in a bunch of alcohol?
It's like exploding. What is causing it to do this?
Fucking beer, dumbass.
Oh, you're right. I'm a fucking idiot. Oh my god. What's exploding? What's in this?
On my neck.
Yeah, you can't shake this very well because there's fucking beer in
Here,
it.
just use the spoon.
All right.
No, I did it. It's good. It's good.
It still smells like absinthe. I'm happy about that.
I'm not.
It's all over my hands. Okay, all right.
Mine's all mixed. It almost like the.
Here, give me a little bit.
Right,
Of
let me-
this so
yeah.
we can all have it at the same time.
Okay.
Oh,
Just-
I don't like
just
the
down the
color.
It
whole
looks
thing.
like coffee.
Put it past your tongue and
Oh,
down
I
your
can't,
throat.
Logan. I'm a little.
It smells like
pussy.
to me. It smells like a Mike and Ike. All right, ready?
Yeah,
three,
no, that's what it is.
The Eldermancy. 3, 2, 1. It tastes like a Mike and Ike.
Oh God, no.
Yeah, that's the absinthe. That's why I don't.
He's not. He's wrong. He's.
Oh,
you
fuck.
know what? He's right. It's not that bad. Spencer's
No.
dying.
Ugh.
Okay. My main problem is you go through 3 aftertastes.
Yes.
You start with the
There's
brown ale. It immediately gets consumed by the absinthe.
Absinthe takes
and then
over.
it dips into fucking
And
tequila.
then it's the mezcal, and then
Yeah.
and then it's creamy. So it like all goes away.
Oh God, you're right. Oh, why did you?
So
say
it's
that?
all gone.
All
So
right,
like
that was fun.
you can barely taste the flavor. Yeah. Thank you, Sam Riegel. Go check out Twisted Taverns.
Or not.
Yeah. Hey guys, go check out Critical Role.
Yeah.
Yeah, big shout out to Critical Role. I don't know if you guys ever heard of it.
Go watch
so
Liam
I'm gonna
O'Brien.
go wash my hands. And
Very handsome.
All right.
you two can hang out for a second.
I think I might nurse this just because I got.
I don't think I've ever.
Logan!
I'm a criminal, Jacob. I can't be stopped.
I don't think I've ever been alone in a situation with you, Logan.
No.
No.
How are you?
I'm all right, actually. I'm doing fine. COVID kicked my
On the
ass
up
for
and
about
up.
a week, but
Yeah, for sure.
I'm good now.
Yeah, we don't talk much.
No. I was very disappointed when my COVID test came back positive again. Like, I was hanging
Yeah.
out in the bath, and then it was like, yeah, you still have it. It's bad times.
Wait, that's probably why I'm in the bath.
Yeah.
At 3 p.m.
It was actually 11:40 at night, and I got my COVID test
That's
back then.
fair.
Yeah, Jacob got his at like 10 o'clock in the morning, and then I got mine at 11 o'clock at night.
Oh god, it's all
That's
gone.
weird.
Oh, I can still taste it.
Did you throw up?
Uh-huh.
I didn't throw up. No, it wasn't that bad. It wasn't bad enough for me to throw up.
It did make me
I haven't
gag.
thrown up in a long time.
Ooh, I
I've had,
threw
like,
up a little
some-
while ago.
Yeah, and our
Some
sink
acid
it was
reflux
bad.
with certain foods, but other than that,
All right, I'm moving this really quick.
I'm good. I got the iron gut.
Oh,
All right, so
you got
that
it?
was our intro. How far are we?
Almost
10 minutes?
We're about about 8 minutes.
Cool.
So no, like that's not how math works. About 10. I don't know. I don't, guys.
Jacob, I can see the screen record. It says 13 minutes. I assume we had about 3 minutes before.
Oh yeah,
Let's go
yeah.
10.
That's about it. Yeah. So
Dumbass.
I was. You know what? I'm wondering if I'm gonna get at least. So I haven't drank all month for some reason. I had my sister and my brother-in-law over at the beginning
saw for a
on
good
New
2
Year's,
weeks.
and we got a little crunked. And then I just decided, I was like, I just haven't drank since then. So
Oh my
I was
God,
wondering if
dude.
this sip is gonna like push me to some level. I don't think it will though. It wasn't that much. Like it didn't taste like that much.
New
How are you
Year's
doing?
wasn't long ago at all.
No, it wasn't. It's like a month.
Feels like it was like ages ago.
Yeah.
Sorry, that's a stupid thing to say during the pandemic. We all know that.
Yeah.
Well, but I mean,
Time
yeah.
isn't real.
But
yeah.
but it's February now.
Yep. It's the
It's
eighth.
only February, but also it's February.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's everything's like it's the old adage of time moves insufferably slow yet incredibly fast.
Yeah.
And I feel like this has just condensed and finited both of those.
Definitely. Because there's like something. It's been a little quiet recently, but like I shouldn't have said that. But there,
Oh, no.
when you're living through like historical moment over historical moment, it's like,
I
yeah,
just
that shit hitting. I can totally feel it. Fuck.
Nice. Yeah, You should not have had that.
Now I have
month
a
of sobriety.
espresso tonic here that I'm going to drink.
Okay. I think that does cancel it out. I don't know exactly how caffeine works, like the chemistry. No, it does. It does. I think it muddles it, but
I always thought it like heightened
fucks with
it.
your liver. No, it pushes it back down.
Oh, really? Interesting. Well, so you got a little new setup there. It looks real nice.
Yeah, I spent all of yesterday redoing the feng shui of my room because I feel like I have a lot of nightmares where I get like home invasions just constantly.
Oh my God.
It sucks.
That sucks.
I woke up screaming 2 or 3 nights ago because of that. But so I was like, okay, maybe I'll change my room around because my back is always to the door of my room. So
okay.
That's a little bit of like subtle anxiety that maybe plays into it. So I was like, okay, I'll literally make a little castle here. Yeah. So I've got like the doors over there, and then I've got just my little fortress here, my little fish tank back there, and my other table. I'm not entirely done. Let me see. Oh, hey, perfect.
Nice. Yeah, I don't know if it's because like we moved a lot when I was younger, but I love moving my space around. Like I have to do it like every 2 months. Like I can't.
It's refreshing.
It's really refreshing, and it helps my mind so much. Like I get like more ideas and I get more inspired because it almost feels like I'm in a new space, and I love it. So like I'm already getting tired of my office setup right now, and I'm like I already want to shift it, but this podcast setup kind of helped with it a little bit. So I'm like, this is cool.
It's nice. Yeah, it's interesting to watch the cats explore it like it's a new area they unlocked. And yeah, I've been in a bit of a rut because stuff has been a little overwhelming for the past week. But today I just spent like all day writing for my City of Mist supplement. And that felt good.
City of Mist supplement.
Yeah, I'm writing for their next official launch, I believe.
Whoa, that's so
crazy,
cool.
dude.
It's really crazy.
That's awesome.
And you can't quite see it because I had to tip the camera down. Let me move it up a little bit anyway.
Yeah, I was gonna say you have some sick posters back there.
The character right above my head was made by none other than Jordan Roberts.
Yeah.
He backed the Kickstarter and got a character release. And I'm really happy for Amit, the guy who makes the game, that Jordan got that tier. Because I know people can be really, really like finicky about their characters. Yeah. Like when they get involved in the creative process, sometimes they're not familiar with it. So it's tough. But
definitely.
It's a good character. I like it.
That's so cool. I like that they did that with that Kickstarter, though. I would be so afraid to ever do that with one because it'd be like, oh, somebody's gonna make something so stupid.
Yeah, it's in a way, it's kind of like a rookie mistake.
Yeah, for real.
You learn a lot.
Yeah.
How you feeling?
Good.
Spencer?
I already told Logan I feel great. Logan, no. Let me know when you find that cherry.
Oh, I forgot about the cherry.
You just pull out the cherry, it's just irradiated, like it's just like melted.
Right now I'm drinking the Eldermancy.
Oh no. Oh man. That's cool, man. I totally see how this whole Kickstarter thing has definitely been really stressful and stuff, but like you know.
No, it's weird. I actually wanted to talk about that if I've got a minute.
Go for it.
I do a lot of just thinking, go figure. But I think it's interesting that people, when they lose everything, they go under a lot of stress because it's a huge change. Like suddenly your whole life changes, your day-to-day changes, everything about you, the way you conduct yourself, the way you're perceived changes. And that's usually negative. But when you get a positive, massive change in your life, people tell you, oh, you should be happy, or oh, like everything's going well for you. But it's still a massive change.
Yeah.
And that is overwhelming to the human mind.
Yeah.
So it's interesting to, in the words of DJ Khaled,
suffering from success.
It's weird though. Like especially, I think Billie Eilish is a really good mark of that. Where she sings about the fact that, like, Billie Eilish and Joji are both like, yeah, I hate that everyone's looking at me, and everyone's like, I love the song where you say that.
Yeah, dude, yes, I totally understand that.
Yeah,
like it. I don't understand it necessarily, but like
you can grasp the concept. Yeah, I mean,
exactly. Like
I don't mean to be pretentious.
No. And I don't think it is necessarily a pretentious thing because I think most people also do understand that because like because everybody can put themselves in those shoes of like success is great, but success also changes everything, and then you now have to live with those changes, and it's like, and it's like it's good and bad, and I don't want to say like it's bittersweet either because it's definitely like it's sweet. But it's also like like it's not like it's
there's a
easy.
bite.
I guess is like what it is. It's
I'd
definitely
say there's a
hard,
bite to
you
it.
know.
Yeah.
So because and then oh man, it's funny. It really affects my dreams a lot. Definitely, like which is funny. Like my dreams are constantly about just like my subconscious worries, you know. So I have weird dreams though.
Yeah, I actually had a really like scary dream last night, and I think it was because of Evenfall, our game that we stream on Friday nights. I had a dream that I was like trapped underneath our house and there was spiders and scorpions.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
It wasn't that Stibbles opened the door with
No.
and was like, give me all your money.
No, I was like Stibbles got underneath Philip's house last episode and I was stuck underneath our house.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah.
I think that would be a horrible nightmare where like you wake up and it feels like what's that called? Sleep paralysis?
Yeah.
And you look over and all you see on the side of your bed is just the tip of a red hat.
Oh jeez. Yeah, no. I'm just gonna
Christ.
I'm gonna block that out of my mind.
It's funny though,
And he
talking
says,
about dreams.
give me a fucking money.
Hand him over. You don't even see his face. You just see the tip of his hat. You're just like,
His little hand reaches
Just
up.
pulls the diamond out of my engagement ring and runs away.
he puts it under his
You
hat.
weren't
and it's
using
like,
this. You're already married,
Yeah.
dumbass.
You don't need this shit. Damn you, Stibble. I last night rewatched, because I've watched it like 4 or 5 times. It's like one of my favorite movies, but I haven't watched it in a while. And it's funny that we were talking about dreams. I was watching Inception.
Oh yeah.
I love that movie so much. And because now I have adult brain and I can like actually appreciate things that I watched when I was a teenager. I was like, this is so cool. And then I watch it with adult brain. I'm like, oh, I get it now. Like I understand.
I really want to rewatch Interstellar.
Yeah, I was gonna watch that one next because I
don't remember
a lot. But Inception is I love that movie so much. I just like the ideas in it. Like it's confusing. It's very confusing.
Yeah,
but it's
some of it isn't on point, but it's really creative.
And I
really
think
well
what's
done.
confusing about it is it's a movie that goes, here's all our rules and you have to accept them now. And it's like, okay. And it's the first watch through, you're just confused. And then the second time you watch it, you're like, oh, you kind of,
because you have to know all the characters too.
Yeah, it's a very like normal looking movie, but it's almost more sci-fi than like Star Wars, but it doesn't look like it is because it's dreams.
Psychedelic. Yeah.
And I think dreams are just fascinating because it's so crazy to me that like people just dream in wildly different ways, and like I just think it's so cool. And I think that movie really handles the concept really well.
It functions based on how your brain is wired. And what's interesting is that no one in our current society, like we've made a lot of scientific and like psychological strides. We still don't know how dreams work.
Yeah.
Or why they exist.
Yeah.
We haven't figured it out.
Didn't your mom
I think that's really
used to like interpret dreams?
Yeah, I was young.
My mom
I don't
used to do that,
remember
too.
much.
I remember you telling me that and was like, that's crazy.
Oh my! Actually, maybe I still have it. I have something offshoot of that I might just show on this stream. It's a super important thing.
Ooh, super.
My mom soothsaid my life.
What?
Let me see. She let me see. Starred. Something I said.
Your
A
mom
new
read
day.
your
Okay.
poem when
Yeah,
you were
here we
born?
go. This is fucking insane.
Oh shit. Okay.
This was back in October of 2014. This is an email my mom sent to me.
Okay.
She's extremely religious in the Christian faith, so I don't think I'll read it word for word, but I'll just skip a couple parts.
Yeah, sure.
She says that she felt compelled to email me that morning, and she prays for all of us a lot. She prays to God a lot, and then let me see. And I saw a vision from God, and she says, "Caution! I am a human. God is greater. Always ask God to confirm visions given to you
Be
by
careful,
others."
Logan. This may be straight words from God, but they are coming through my mortal mouth.
By the way, your mom's not very smart. It's like, finally you said that. Took you fucking 17 years. In this vision, I saw you on a horse coming down a sandy hill in the desert. I felt like he is all alone, Lord. Then, Logan, I saw a multitude of followers coming over the sandy hill. They were following you. This was like way, way before we started YouTube or anything.
Wow, that's actually kind of cool.
Yeah. I felt the mother's hurt for the unkindness. Yeah, that's a little cringy. I won't go into that. Hey, Logan, remember how your life sucked as a kid? And then she says, I keep getting Australia 2017 for you.
Whoa!
2017 isn't the exact date. I think it was a year or two after that. But now, like, a key to my success is the fact that I'm working with a couple of Australian guys who are really good at the other parts of the business that I'm not good at.
Dang, that's crazy.
That's
See,
really
I can
crazy.
never
Back
be
in
somebody to
2014.
interpret those because I would think, like, Logan's going to become a cowboy in Australia?
Yeah. Is he going to go be a desert man?
Whoa, that's so cool.
Whoa,
Dang, that's
Logan
crazy.
made it to Gerudo Valley.
That's
yeah,
interesting,
that's
yeah.
really weird.
I was expecting it to be like a zodiac sign and just be like, you will have success. And I'll be like, oh, this could apply to anybody, Logan. But she was like, Australia 2017. Yeah. Ooh, Mom, what do you know? That's crazy. That's insane.
Mom, where's my horse? That's cool. Tangents, though. Where were we?
Oh, shoot. I was talking about Inception.
Yep.
And dreams.
Fair.
And you said my mom used to read dreams? And I was like, I think so, but I don't remember. And I think she did. Or maybe it was somebody else, and my kid brain is just so dumb that I barely remember anything. So, yeah. What are your dreams like?
I almost always know when I'm dreaming, and it's kind of sucky.
That is insane to me. Because...
It's a little lucid.
Logan, do you know when you're dreaming?
I'd say maybe... probably 20% of the time.
Never for me. My dreams are real. Like I'm the people in Inception. Like if I'm in a dream, I'm like, this is the world now.
My problem with the dreams where I become aware of them, where they become lucid, is my mind immediately is like, okay, he's figured it out. Let's wake him up.
Yep.
So I only get like a brief amount of time where I could do whatever I want.
Yes.
And right when I get to the apex of what I want, it's like, okay, you're up. Fuck you.
Do you ever like try to go
Dream's
back
over.
into the dream and you're just like, I'm just thinking?
I don't want to continue the tangent of dreams for too long, but I did have one horrific nightmare as a kid where I was like trapped in like a torture chamber, and there was like this little old lady or something who was like very clearly a demon, and there were some people around her, and I like was screaming to wake up, and I like was aware that it was a dream, but I couldn't escape, so I like pried myself awake, but I was in such a state of disarray that I fell back asleep into the same place.
Oh God, that's awful.
And literally the lady was like, "You thought you could get away?"
Oh no, dude.
And I was like,
that's awful.
I don't want to live anymore.
Just a worm in your head that's like,
yeah.
I gave you those sedatives so you would come back to me.
I poked your brain and go, haha.
That's insane. I don't know. Sorry, yeah. I don't mean to talk about dreams the whole podcast, but I think they're super fascinating because it's so like, it's...
Because we don't know.
Yeah, and it's just, they're all different. They're so weird, and yeah, they're just crazy. So, dreams, am I right? Anyways, so we got some questions.
Okay, cool.
All right, so starting off...
Pick some good ones.
With Fel the Leb, because that's our tradition now. If there was a tavern based on your life, what would its iconic drink / entree be? Okay, so the wording here is our life. So it can't be like our personality or who we are as people. It has to be your life. So basically mine's like really cool, and you walk in and nothing's wrong.
Is this like the thing that you drink the most and the thing that you eat the most? Or is this just like in an abstract sense?
It says based on your life.
He says, based on your life, what would its iconic drink and entree be? So it's, since you were born to now, make a tavern about that.
No, it's just the drink and entree, I think.
But he does say tavern.
Yeah.
If there was a tavern, what would it? So what would a drink and entree in a tavern about your life be? Okay, got it. The drink. This is hard.
Yeah.
Dang it, Fel! You're asking good questions. Now I have to evaluate myself and actually think. It would probably be like the main entree would be like waffles.
Why waffles?
Because they're soft and they're sweet, and anybody can eat them, and they make you feel real gross after you eat them.
What about like gluten intolerant people? You don't cater to them?
Nobody. I haven't known anybody in my life.
Olivia.
Well,
and Grace's dad.
Yeah.
Fuck those
they're
guys,
not
I
allowed
guess.
in. Sorry. Okay, well, fine. Then,
Okay, I think I've got mine.
okay, what's yours?
Okay, so for the drink, it would be called the Faux Serenity, which is false serenity, and it would be a mixture of vodka, purified water, and lemon juice.
Okay. So like a flat vodka soda?
Yeah.
It's the antonym of anxiety. So it's something that tries to quell it but doesn't.
Jesus, you're so deep. Oh my god.
Real deep.
And-
I'm over here like waffles.
Because they're soft.
They're soft.
I think I'm surprisingly good with names. I'll give myself that at least.
I'm
But
shitty with names, dude.
The meal would probably just be like a sandwich with peanut butter and like Cheerios in it, because that adds a really good crunch.
Yeah.
Like that's
Yeah.
such an improvement. It would be called something like the childhood or
Yeah, like
I don't know.
it's a little
The
childish,
blanket.
but you really
Yeah.
like when you eat it, you're like, oh, I can enjoy this as
it's
an adult.
like a nostalgic guilt trip almost.
Yeah, that's good. That's good. Oh, speaking of names, I don't know if anybody knows this, but Logan just dead ass named XP to level 3. I take 0 credit on that. I was like,
Yeah.
it was a good channel name, and he gave me like 10, and I was like, that one.
Yeah. We brought it up once or twice, I think, before, but yeah, I have come up with the name for a lot of different stuff. I've even helped Joe Cat with a couple things, and I'm helping some of the writers who are helping me with the Seeker's Guide to Twisted Taverns figure out like character names. So yeah, specifically there's a mushroom hotel or a fungal grotto that we're doing. So it's the people who operate it are divided into 2 different types: the humanoid ones and the ones that form furniture. They're all sentient.
Okay.
So I had to come up with a
They're
name of
staff
a race.
because they're like tables.
Yeah, no, because they form things based on what humans are familiar
That's
with.
so cool.
So their bodies are based on what they think people like.
That's adorable.
Yeah, so it was a combination of some Latin word for furniture, and yeah,
That's so
it's fun.
cool.
It's fun to do.
Spencer, what would your entree and
Yeah.
and drink be?
I think that a drink would be like a spicy margarita. Because I really like
yeah.
spicy food, but I feel like margarita is pretty like refreshing in a way. I don't really like margaritas, to be honest. But I think that makes sense.
I think it makes sense too.
Yeah.
And it
That's
has
tragically
tahini on the
ironic.
rim.
Huh?
And it has tahini on the rim.
Yeah, tahini on the rim, definitely.
Is that what's tahini?
It's like chili,
it a
lime,
salt-
salt.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, it's the okay.
Yeah.
It's the thing I put on
hate
everything.
it. I think it's disgusting. She puts it in
Oh, that's right,
everything
the
she
little-
eats. I don't understand that
Thing
at
with the-
all. Like chili, and I like lime, and chili's good, but like mixed together in like a season. Oh. She also likes those like the candies that have those dipped in them. You know, those like spicy.
hate
I
that.
hate them too. They're awful, and she
Don't-
loves them.
Spicy candy is not something I like.
Anyways,
So really
sorry.
like Mexican street corn.
I like elote.
Oh.
Elote's
It's so
delicious.
Elote.
Good.
Okay, yeah.
Is that
Marissa
your
tries to make
entree?
that
Is
up.
elote?
Yeah, I'd like it to be that. As a
Okay.
kid,
Well, it doesn't have to be an entree. It's just a menu
yeah,
item. So
as a
that
kid,
fits.
what we referred to as the corn man would come by like every day after school, and I loved the corn man so much.
Something crazy that happened. You guys know like the general apartment complex that I live in,
Yeah.
right? It's like a road that no one goes down really, and there's like a couple of creeks that pass through it. One night when I came home after sundown, it was probably like 9 p.m. I just saw one of those carts
Oh, just
like under an overhanging oak tree, and he's just got his little lights on, and there's a dude buying something from him.
oh yeah,
So I pulled
they
into
go
the
hard.
parking lot, and I was like, "What the fuck? It's 9 o'clock."
That's kind of awesome.
And they would
though.
have like
Cool. I didn't forget it, so yeah.
they'd always have like candies and chips and stuff, and then like sometimes snow cones, and that was like the highlight of my childhood.
I lived in the neighborhoods
an
with
achievement
the
if I finish that.
ice cream man.
Oh.
So every day, like at like 4 p.m.
Sometimes a guy would come by.
Oh,
he
yeah.
also had like a little ice cream cart.
Yeah.
Is that the same place where like you and I lived within walking distance relatively? Because I think there was an ice cream truck that ran through there.
Yeah, we on that side of town, we didn't live there for a little while. Like we more
yeah, you
lived
did.
on the where I live right now. like this side more.
Yeah, okay, yeah. I know.
So for everybody who doesn't, know what we're talking about, I lived in like the suburbs for like a while, and then like during high school, we moved like across the street from my high school, which was on a college campus, which was on the same street that Logan lived on, and that house was like not super great because it didn't have a lot of rooms and it was really old, and we hadn't lived in. I was such a privileged kid. I'd never lived in like a old house before, and I was like, ew, and it smelled weird and stuff. But like, the location was so great, and then so.
I lived in the same apartment for like 12 years. So you're like, I moved like all the time. I'm like, can't relate. Yeah, we moved like every like 2 years, and it was always in like not very far from I'm pretty sure I moved like 10 times over the course of like my childhood, but in the same town. And I was homeschooled. So whenever kids are like, oh, I moved a lot as a kid, I was like, oh yeah, me too, but it didn't traumatize me. It just made me like to move my room around a lot.
So Jacob, what is the drink that they serve?
Oh God, chalky milk.
Chalky milk?
Are you kidding me?
That's
your
fair.
guys are
Waffles
cool
and
stuff.
chalky
It's
milk.
my life. There's nothing
But
hard.
I would go to yours.
What?
I wouldn't go to Spencer's or mine. I would go to yours and I would get waffles and chalky
milk.
Are you kidding me?
See, you could come to mine and have fun. It's Weenie Hut Jr. That's my endeavor. Oh man. That was a good question, Fel. Thanks.
Yeah.
So we got another. I saw a few in here. I was flying past them. Okay. We've barely talked about Dungeons and Dragons on this Dungeons and Dragons themed podcast. That isn't really a Dungeons and Dragons themed podcast at all.
Yeah, I don't like that game.
At Ebby Inkstone asks, favorite NPC you've played or seen on a game?
NPC that I've seen or played?
I think for me, I'd have to say Poor Larry.
Poor Larry was a good one, yeah.
Yeah, that was
just because
NPC
of
in Tesseract.
That was a very improv voice that I did, and that's what eventually led to the first character that I played in the creation of my channel.
It gives me so much joy how much Colton likes Larry.
Really? I didn't.
If you go back to those old things, Colton's always like, "Guys, we gotta help Larry out. Larry's just this is a pivotal NPC," and I'm like, "Look, Colton." And then the character. God damn it! I wish those videos got more views. I thought they were great. Those Larry videos.
I'd like to explore that character more. Where like I would like to figure out what grooves he fits into, because he's this eldritch guy that can do whatever he wants, but I never really figured out what he wanted.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. Spencer, what's yours?
Yeah. In season 1 of Sunder, there was a drow NPC named Katarine de Ardul of Houth is Lisa.
Wow.
And I wanted to know her so bad. And Marshall's character murdered her.
She's dead now.
Oh, no.
She was like, here's everything that I have to say.
Yeah,
wouldn't you like to know more?
And they just walked in and went,
No.
Ooh.
She was just like, I can tell you everything about what you need to know about this specific thing that the whole season has been about.
Yeah.
And Turk just rushed her. She wasn't even like, I'm gonna kill you guys. He was like, I'm gonna kill you.
Well, he did like a bunch of damage. Just to let you know, Logan, so you can feel a little bit of the pain. He was a barbarian. And
gross.
And then, like, she lasted a round because the party gibbed her. And I was like, she's dead now. And they were like, yeah, wait, now what? And I'm like, you killed the one person who would tell you anything. They're like, well, I guess we should just leave. So.
I'm here to kick bubblegum and chew ass.
And Spencer just going to destroy the entire set. God,
I can't sit like a normal person. I have to sit like a child.
It's okay. It's fine.
I also really liked Kevin, the forever young vampire that, that he gave us with a little speech
How
impediment.
did I forget about Kevin?
Kevin was good. We all got attached to Kevin.
Yeah. I just nobody knows. This is like our home game. There was just like a vampire NPC who was like a child, and his name was Kevin, and he talked like this.
And he died.
Just really dumb. And
you killed Kevin, and I was so sad.
Wait, did I?
I think he came back.
No, he
came back in a different game.
Sure he did,
I'm pretty sure, wasn't he an Inconsistencies character, and he came back in Immortals?
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure fucking Azrael killed him.
Oh, yeah.
Probably.
It was heavily implied. I don't think we actually got to the scene. So, Jacob, it's funny that you haven't had any drinks for a month and your face is kind of red right now.
This is always red.
I'm just off the rails this podcast, guys.
Wow.
No. My face is always red.
Yeah.
But no, you're probably right. See, for me, I can recognize when a DM puts a lot of care into like an NPC, and it's like that's a good fun NPC, and there's some that I can observe and I see that. But the NPCs when I play in a game that I always really like are the ones that are just connected to my character, because those stick out to me more. Yeah. It's like and the reason why is because to me it goes, you're the DM and you took time to make something for me, and that says more to me than like, oh, a funny voice. So like my favorite NPC in Tesseract was like Ket's uncle. Like he was so cool, and
I loved him.
He was only in there for like a game or two, but like the relationship and like it was fun role playing with him too, with you, and like it was just, he was cool, and like you took a lot of time to like make him important, and for Ket to care about him too, and I was like, this guy's awesome.
Yeah, he really cared about Ket. I forget his name right away, but I remember he had like a really Russian name.
Yeah, and I also really liked what was his name? The turtle, Old Man Yant.
Oh,
he
yeah.
was funny too. He was great.
Oh.
You just
no, he wasn't a turtle.
I thought he was a turtle.
He was like Olo's master.
Yeah, he was a
and
he was fun.
I have one more.
The other one I had on my mind was which is my last one, and then oh god, and then you can say yours is I love what's his name? Oh, I know his name. He's the map maker in campaign 1 of Critical Role, and he everybody's screaming at me in the audience. I know it. His name is
You don't need to know his name. Just
no.
The map maker.
Yeah, but his name is a part of why he's great. Map maker, Critical Role. It's like turmeric, Tyriok. That's what it is, Tyriok. And it was just this. The reason why I love him is because he isn't an NPC Matt took any time to make.
But they
just walked into a tavern and went, "Is there a map maker?" And Matt was like, "Yeah." You see a guy in the corner. He's just sitting there, and he's like, "Oh, hey, hi there. I'm Tyriok, the map maker." And they were like, "We love him forever." And he had like a cute, like funny voice. And he came back later, and he's great. And it's just because I could see Matt like creating him in the moment. I was like, "Yay!" Hey everybody, mid-editing Jacob here to warn everyone of a spoiler alert for Campaign 2 of Critical Role as of episode 107. So if you don't want the spoilers, skip to 43 minutes and 50 seconds. We had an audio problem. I'm sorry if just now it got fixed, but we fixed it. Spencer, what's your favorite NPC?
Viridian from Campaign 2 of Critical Role is super cool. Her name's, I think it's also Velia. She's Keyleth's mom, and it was like spoiler alert.
Nice.
I'll put some text over it. I probably won't. Don't let me do that.
Dumbledore dies. Spoiler alert, though.
Spoiler alert.
Put it after.
Yeah, and it's like a big reveal that like who she is, because she doesn't really have any of our memories.
That was so cool to watch live.
Yeah.
We were all like watching and like there were people who were like, "Is that Keyleth's mom? That's crazy." And then people were saying it in the chat, and then Sam looked at the chat from the week before because they filmed it a week ahead, and then he live at Liam went, "Is this Keyleth's mom?" And he was like, and then they thought about it, and then after the episode, Matt revealed it, and they were like, "Ah!" And it was so crazy. Yeah, it was awesome.
But she's a really cool character. I like who she kind of becomes after she like remembers who she is.
Yeah.
And just how it affects like the life that she's had for I don't remember how many years Matt said she was like kind of just stuck on this island, but I don't know.
I agree.
I wish I could see what happened after, like when she gets to go back to Keyleth. And
okay, I'm curious for both of you, objectively as a series, just for anyone from the general public to watch, like based on the pacing, based on the content, the story, the actors, the characters, on a scale of 1 to 10, for everyone, what would you say Critical Role is?
10 being okay. You just explained, so I have to think about it. So I think Critical Role, as a general media, you go first. What do you think?
I give it some thought for sure.
Yeah, I'm thinking about it. I'm gonna
Because the pacing's really slow, and obviously with D&D, there aren't really any visuals.
Yeah.
So it's like watching a writer's room of everyone creating a story that could be condensed down really fast.
But at the same time, it is also like a game.
Yeah, and it's very emotional.
It's like a mixture of watching like a writer's room story, but also like
almost a game
somebody
show.
playing a video game.
I would say, as someone who I haven't watched all of campaign 1, I got into it too late, and I don't think I will ever go back and actually watch all of it. I'm very excited for their show that they're making that should be coming out, maybe this year, maybe next year.
Oh God, yes.
But as someone who's watched most of campaign 2 and really enjoyed it, I think that if you get into it if you have the time to go back and watch everything, or if you started it...
You could compare that aspect of it to Breaking Bad, where it's like you have to get invested.
Yeah, you have to be invested in the story because it's very long, and there's no end in sight for campaign 2. At least I don't feel like there is yet.
I think they're getting there.
Really?
I don't know.
They're far in, but yeah.
They are pretty far in. I feel like there's like hints at what the end will be, but I don't see them.
I think they're in the last arc because they did it with campaign 1.
I don't have
campaign
any.
1, they had Matt's done a better job hiding it, but like I think the Eyes of Nine is like the big bad. I think that's like the Vecna of this game. To those that don't know, campaign 1's big bad at the end was Vecna. And they were dealing with the Chroma Conclave in like the middle of it, which were a bunch of dragons. Yeah. So
I'm gonna give it an 8. As someone who has started from the beginning and watched most of it, there's probably a good 10-15 episodes I haven't watched, but I have done the recap for.
Yeah. I was gonna say I would also give it like a 7 or an 8, and the only reason I dock it points is because of the format. It is 4 hours and hard to watch, and it's not fair, but also if we're comparing it to other mediums, it's going to be, it is hard to watch. I didn't sit down and watch campaign 1 all by myself. I watched campaign 1 while playing video games. Yeah. I didn't have it on in the background, but because my brain can't do 2 things at the same time, but I had it on while I was doing something I could do with like my eyeballs, and then I would listen to it, and I was very invested in it.
Yeah, that was kind of another question I was going to ask, is like, because obviously with the format, I love everyone who's a part of it. I think the concept is fantastic, but I think for the general public, it's almost like a 5.5.
Yeah.
Just because of how hard it is to follow. But what I was going to ask is, what do you think, like, what format should you watch it in? Is it something that you should enjoy while listening, like an audiobook? Or should you try and fully invest yourself?
I think there's 2 ways, but what were you going to say?
I personally usually don't watch it live. I do. That's how I usually love to enjoy it, but it's sometimes it's hard. We do stuff on Thursdays. When we were like planning our wedding and everything, it was like, we're too busy for this. So what I would do is whenever I had downtime, I would turn on the VOD and I would do something that is like peaceful, like I would paint, or I would play something that isn't too like demanding of my attention. And that's how I enjoyed it. Like, or plane rides was really good. Like when we were going to Gen Con and PAX last year before last, I guess now, that was my shit.
I think what it does, and I've heard this before too as a description, and I think this is every D&D podcast, but I think that Critical Role kind of encapsulates it. Somebody said before, and this is perfect to me, Critical Role is watching a show at the pace of reading a book.
Yeah. Oh, that's really clever.
That's what it is.
Yeah.
And so if you're willing to do that, it's amazing because you get to imagine all of it. Yeah. It's all in your head. You get to hear it and you get to listen and you get to it happens to you, you know? So I think there's 2 really fun ways to enjoy it. Either watch it live on Thursday and watch the recap that they do, because they do little recaps. Some of them are animated and they're really great. Just watch like a recap to get an idea of what's going on, and then watch it live because it's fun, because you could go on Twitter and stuff and see the chat and see everybody talking about it. That's super fun to do. Or start from the beginning and watch it during downtime and just like don't pay attention to anybody talking about it and just be like, I'm just binging the shit out of it and I'm just listening to it. Either way, I think is a fun way to really do it. Because that's what I did with campaign 1. Campaign 1, I kind of binged it, and then campaign 2, I watch a live episode here and there, but I haven't seen every single episode.
I was gonna say, because I rewatch like my shitty little media, like Oni Plays and Gus Johnson and all that stuff over and over again, because it might be kind of a symptom of anxiety, but I think because I'm really trying to get into virtual reality sculpting with my index, like cool. Tilt Brush is a product by Google. It's so much fun to use.
I've heard that is like really cool.
If
like,
you're able
that it's
to,
more fun than you think it like is.
Absolutely, because you get to sculpt and paint at the same time, but you don't have to buy any supplies other than just the one bulk buy. It feels so good. Like it's a lot of fun. I'll have to send you some of my sculptures. I've done like some Pokemon stuff, and I really like painting islands. But I think that might be something that's good to watch or listen to while you're painting.
Yes,
I got something.
I think
that was like $20.
I think that is the perfect way to consume it if you're going to watch it is to do something like art while you're doing it. Yeah, paint, draw. I drew maps while I listen to Critical Role, and it's fun. So doing that is perfect, dude.
I might try to replace some of my current habits with doing that instead. Just sculpting and doing that because
it's cool.
Yeah, so I might get into it. I'll be fully candid. I think a part of me wanted to stay away from the show. Because at like the scale of growth that I'm at, I think there's a potentiality where I might get to meet some of the crew. And the last thing I want to do is like fanboy over them. I don't want to make them feel uncomfortable. For me. No, because they're really, really cool, genuine people. Yeah. And I think like the creative strides that they've made, I'd love to meet them and just talk to them genuinely. But I feel like consuming all the media.
There are some people who are really like horny for everybody on Critical Role. I'm like friend horny. I want to be their friends. Like I just want to hang out. Like that's what I want.
You know what? Actually, that's something we should address because we're at like a C-list tier of that.
Yeah.
And I think that everyone who wants to be friends with us, there's something interesting because we want to be friends to some degree with the people in Critical Role. That's just candid. That's honest. I'm not going to pretend that we don't. Yeah. But I think it's really interesting that if you look at your social group, the people that you interact with, you'll find a lot of similarities of the people that you want to interact with in them. Yep. Like Jordan Roberts is so much like both of the people who make Rick and Morty. He has so many traits of both those people. Yeah.
It's funny.
And like you guys have very unique personality traits where it's like, okay, I can draw connections. So don't anticipate entering a friend group where they're all already friends. That's unrealistic. You have friends that are, probably very, or maybe even on Discord, stuff like that, if they're not physical. The people that you interact with might be just as cool as the people you want to. So, don't
Dang,
seek.
dude, you just made a lot of people right now just think about the people that they want to hang out with. Go, the treasure was the friends I made along the way.
Exactly. Yeah, that's what I want to say. Like, don't reach out to me and be like, hey, on Discord, because that's weird. Don't ever do that.
Just because I think it's funny, how many of those do you get like a day?
A day? Probably 0.4, I think.
Okay, 0.4 a day. I'd say about the same, maybe 0.5. Okay. Every other day I get hey.
People don't
hey,
really...
Jacob.
Well, yeah, but
Jacob, hey, and I'm like,
you've got some really cool content that you released recently, and I'm like doing creative endeavors in different directions, so my channel's dwindled a bit, and that's obviously a source of anxiety, but it's cool to see that you're taking off, man.
It's like how we always said, man. I was literally like, I gotta make a video. This is an idea. I just wrote it down. I filmed it, edited it, uploaded it.
Yeah.
Exploded, and I'm like, what the what did I do?
Yeah, so for people who are watching, I think Jacob's creative process is incredibly faster and more bombastic than mine.
Wow, I'm stuttering a lot. Now I make videos in like a day.
Yeah.
I write the script in the morning, and then I take a break, and then I edit the audio, I film it, and then I edit all night, and I spend the whole day making the video.
The Skyrim video that you made, that's like what, 1 million views now?
Yeah, in like 2 weeks.
You made that in like the day, right?
Like 6 hours.
I would think so. Yes. 6 hours.
Yeah, that's crazy.
But that's what it is. It's like I see the same thing. I'm like, this was nothing, and everybody's like, I'm that picture of what's his name, the Dunder Mifflin dude shaking Michael Scott with the mullet, and he's shaking his hand. He's like, huh? And it's like everybody on YouTube, and then me not knowing what I'm doing. Like, that's what it is.
That's fine. Everyone has different creative flows, and I don't think people should get jealous of people who, because like, I think spontaneity is the word. Yeah. People who just have an idea and make it. There's something so genuine and unique about that compared to my format, where I will like draft up a script in a day, record it, cut the audio, and send it to my editor. And he takes anywhere from 4 to 7 days to finish it. And then I'll be editing the sponsorship segment. I'll smash them together and I'll upload.
Yeah.
But that's so much different than what you do. And
yeah.
The following's different, but it's fine. Like, they don't deserve equal traction.
What it's like to be on that side, though. See, I've been in that position before, too. And I'm going to be in it again because YouTube is up and down and up and down and up and down. It's how it always is. But, like, I know what that feels like. And it's not jealousy. It's to me, it lights, like, the fire under my ass. At least it does for me. It makes me go, fuck, I'm okay. My next thing's gonna be really good. Like what makes me want to be better. Like that's what it. Whenever I see somebody like really succeeding, I'm not saying that's how everybody needs to feel, but like
it's how you eventually.
There is a little bit of jealousy there, but I think that there's a good way that you can use that feeling, and it's a feeling of like, okay, I can create something. Not like on this level, but it makes me want to do better.
Yeah, and it takes time to learn that median. Like, I'll be honest, seeing Tasha's Cauldron, the writing style in it is very different from a lot of the other official releases. So I look at Tasha's Cauldron and I'm like, oh, that's something that I could make. So I don't really want to read it because I might like get upset for some stupid reason. It's weird.
Just, like
right?
as soon as you come into something like that, you don't want to like consume any of it. Sorry, what you were gonna say something? What was it?
Yeah, sorry, I cut you off.
I feel like a few years ago there was some jealousy there, like amongst you and other like D&D creators.
100%.
And then you met all of them and were like, never mind.
Yep.
My first interaction with Joe Cat is I think I said fuck Joe Cat.
Oh,
because he made a sarcastic remark against Davy Chappie, and I was like just getting to know Davy Chappie.
Yeah, I think I remember this.
So I was like, Davy, dude, this guy's shitting on you. Like,
you gotta stand up for yourself, man. Come on.
No, you make good stuff. Like, don't get discouraged by this guy who's bigger than you. And the more I get to know Joe Cat, the more I realize how I don't want to be presumptuous here, but he and I feel like our workflow is very similar. We destroy ourselves to create stuff.
Yeah. And
I love
like
that
we were
guy.
talking about
really
earlier,
cool.
you know, that I was super jealous of like the animator people when I was first coming up because I'm not anymore, not at all. And it's more that it inspires me to want to not be better, but like do more, you know? And so I love the content that they make now. It makes me really happy.
I'm so proud of how dedicated they can get to frame by frame.
Totally.
Compared to
definitely.
Capacity.
And they're all so different too, which is cool. Anyways, what I was going to say was back then though, when I was like coming up and trying to make this work, I was like taking a bunch of risks and like quitting my job and like barely scraping by with YouTube money. And I'd put like a week's worth of work into like a how to play video, and then Joe Cat or Puffin Forest makes a meme that's like barely very long and they get millions of views. I'm like, argh! And then I realized how much goddamn work animating really is and how much time and effort they put into that, and then how much anxiety they get after uploading that stuff. And now I kind of understand it, and I'm like, oh fuck, I was being an idiot. But like, back in the day, I used to be like,
I remember Joe asked
you.
Like, I remember when we were doing PAX Unplugged and we were at the Airbnb, he came up and asked you like, hey, how do you come up with video ideas? And I was like, that
was the most imposter syndrome I ever felt.
Right,
was when Joe Cat was asking me advice. Sorry, Joe, I'm ousting you on the podcast here, but he was like, what's your like advice for like how you like how you get creative ideas? And I'm like, dude, you're asking me?
Yeah.
What? I'll tell you, but like, I should be asking you.
I think just to close the constant offshoot segment that we're at, we've absolutely had the opportunity. We didn't deserve it. We are not justified in getting it, but we absolutely appreciate the ability to meet everyone that we have.
Oh, totally.
Just Jackdaw, Puffin
It was
Forest,
so fun.
Davy,
it was so cool. We got to hang out, and it was, God
Dingo.
damn it, take me back to PAX Unplugged 2019.
And that's the first fucking convention and the last one I've ever been to.
Yeah.
No.
And
they'll come back.
I was like super small too. So,
it's gonna be so fucking great the next time.
I've pulled up the very full jar that has never been empty.
Oh my god, it's so full.
It's so full.
So huge.
So
amazing.
huge.
Jeez, wow.
Jacob, don't reach in there.
Dang, that's one of like what, 1 million in there?
Probably. I did a long.
Did you guys put fucking 2
process.
in there?
Huh?
No, Logan. God.
There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 6,000.
Let me prove it to you. Okay, listen.
That's crazy. Okay, you've convinced me. I'm genuinely sorry that I insulted you.
You basically did. So put a lot of work into those.
Top 5 scary movies.
Scary movies.
Scary movies.
Get Out was really good.
Yes. Get Out was very good. I agree.
I haven't seen Us yet. Mm-hmm. It's a good one.
I haven't seen Us, and I haven't seen Us.
I think I don't really have a top 5, I would say, because I genuinely don't like favorites. I think there's so many aspects that go into creation that you can't just
Sure.
The first Saw movie was so experimental and like crazy when it comes to psychology. You're like, what the fuck?
I always think like everybody sees Saw. All the other movies are fucking crazy, and I don't really know them all very well. But the first one, I think it's an interesting movie to think about. Yeah. You know, it's like you watch it and then you think about it like, what would I do if I was in that situation?
Yeah.
You know,
it's something that I feel like, actually, to be cringy as fuck, I feel like anime touches on a lot, where it compares whether or not you'll survive a situation based on your determination to survive.
Oh yeah, totally, totally.
So, like, if
that's why anime is so awesome to watch sometimes, though, because it's just like, yes, you just feel so good.
Yeah.
Like JoJo and One Punch Man are things that I've watched a lot recently, but it's like, if you face up against impossible odds that have been defined as impossible, are you brave enough to question whether or not it's possible? Like, that's a good question. Can you saw off your own leg to live for 40 more years, or because your leg is chained right here, right now, will you die? It's the same thing about, I'm going to get really fucking deep into it, but like abusive relationships. If you can't see the way out, are you going to die here without even realizing? Are you going to die for this person who doesn't treat you the way that you deserve because you don't understand the stakes?
Damn, son.
We should be charging for this episode.
Yeah,
it's a free therapy session. Jeez. Logan out here spitting the facts.
That's what my
So basically, if you're in an abusive relationship, watch Saw.
No, you can get help from the numbers in the bio. Just go ahead and call them.
You know what? Get on my Discord. Get in contact with me. I'm down to talk to some people. I'm okay with that.
Just don't say hey on Discord.
Yeah.
Don't say hey. Please. There was someone I saw recently that was retweeted by one of our mutuals, but it's like, saying hey is the creepiest. Just give us more context.
Yeah.
If you
I
have
will
an
100%
offer,
talk to you if you just say why you're talking to me.
Someone sent me a meme. They're like, they sent me a meme.
Okay,
and then they put,
if you send me a meme, I'll probably respond to it.
And then they put, oh shit, sorry, wrong DM.
That's all. They just sent it to me. Oh shit, sorry. Jacob, look.
Okay, the only reason that you should contact people with a following, like, there's actually something we could get into, Jacob, with Gabe.
Oh,
Good old Mr. Newell. But either ask a question.
That Gabe.
Ask a question.
Propose
an opportunity, or just send a joke and don't expect a response. Those 3 things we all appreciate, I think.
Yep.
Sometimes the opportunity we can't accept. Don't get mad at us. But otherwise, all of that's awesome.
Yep. So what's your favorite scary movie?
Oh, yeah.
Spencer?
That's pretty good. The Exorcist.
I hate that movie.
A lot of people do. It's cursed. It's like legitimately cursed movie.
So
many people died on that set.
We would obey.
Oh, holy fuck!
Yeah.
Really?
Wait, what?
Yeah, people died like on that set, and like
Deadpool 2 is one of my favorite movies, and one of the stunt actresses actually died in a motorcycle fucking explosion.
Oh my god, that's awful.
I don't remember if it was one of the priests in the movie died like before the movie was like released. Half of the set burned down.
What the hell?
Yeah, that movie is cursed.
No wonder why I fucking hated watching it. Jesus. I watched. I mean, it was okay. I'm just not like a big fan of like the movies that have like it's one set and it's just like the director was high and it's just weird the whole time.
Yeah.
You know, and it's like, and it was made with $10, and it was, you know, and they're like, typically like cult classic movies are like that, and some of them are good, but most of them I never ever want to watch because they just look so terrible.
Yeah. You know, like... Sorry,
I recently found out that there are like subgenres for people who make movies where they can like pinpoint them. There are one camera movies and two camera movies or multiple camera movies. I didn't know that was a thing where they're shot with one camera or if a scene is shown from different angles.
Oh, interesting.
But but there's so much you can explore with like genres, especially horror.
Do you have a favorite scary movie?
Yeah, I do. I just want to point out that I think it's really funny that most things that like we talk about on this podcast, we're like, I like this. I'm like, I hate that thing.
Yeah.
I don't know why. How do we get along?
I feel like opposites are very, very good for each other because the fact that you guys challenge each other with your interests, they're so unique. Every time you guys relatively fight or have an argument, both of you improve because your perception is expanded. Yeah.
Damn.
I also think when we both enjoy something, we enjoy it together and too much.
Yeah, when that's the best part is like when you find something we both like, it's like so awesome. So yeah.
Oh,
I think my favorites. Oh, sorry.
No, go ahead.
Okay, fine. I guess. I don't watch a lot of horror movies because I'm a big baby.
Yeah, I know.
But there's a horror movie I really like. What is it?
We watched Halloween recently.
Halloween was scary,
that one's good.
but it was good. Shoot, I like Get Out. Even though that's not really super a horror movie.
No,
it's
not.
A
second. Yeah.
It's in the realm of scary.
I'd say it's the
Is
tension.
Shutter Island a horror movie?
Yeah, absolutely.
That's my favorite horror movie.
Okay.
I love that movie.
Can I say
Inception, Shutter Island? If you just make another movie of Leonardo DiCaprio losing his goddamn mind and killing his wife, then
Wait.
Thank you.
What movie is where he's like the way of the future? The way of the future.
Is that
the way of the future? Hold on.
No idea.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Of the future. That is from The Aviator. And I believe that's also DiCaprio. But,
that is DiCaprio.
Hereditary is a shit movie. I fucking hate Hereditary.
Oh, I've heard of it, but I have not watched it.
It's got an 89% on Rotten Tomatoes. I don't like it. I really hate a movie where there's like, what's going on? And then the resolution is, demons.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I hate that so much. That's so uncreative. Because that means they couldn't figure out a realistic reason for what's happening. They're like, okay, let's make a story, and then I don't know how to end it. Demons. They do weird stuff.
That's it.
That's like writing a fucking Irish fairy tale. My wife was stolen. Fairies.
Yep.
Oh,
my child is ugly. Fairies.
Fairies.
Shit.
I really liked what's the John Krasinski one?
Oh, The Silent Place?
The Silent, yeah, that was
The
good.
Quiet Place?
That was really good. I like that.
Yeah, I like that movie a lot.
That one's another horror movie where it doesn't really feel like a horror movie.
Yeah.
No, but it's still spooky and suspenseful. It's still
suspense.
good.
I feel like suspense and horror are similar. And actually, I've learned recently that horror and comedy are like 1 decibel away.
Really?
Yeah, something I'm exploring, but I haven't fully grasped it, is that passion is something like extreme emotion is all technically the same thing. So hatred for something is actually a miscommunication of your love for the opposite.
Oh.
So like people who are raised to believe in like very, very basic straight marriage, they love that. They love very commonplace kind of static marriage. So when that's questioned, their first reaction is to defend what they're familiar with.
So what if you hate fucking?
If you hate fucking?
No, you hate fucking.
Oh, fucking.
Hate, yeah.
Okay.
Would you?
Then you would hate.
Like, I love just having like really soft sex with my wife. They're like,
yeah,
I'm down to fight right now.
Then you would,
but like there are people
really,
who
you would
like
hate
to
passionate sex.
But there are people
passionate
who
sex is
like
shit.
And I'm not saying fucking everybody in the last episode kept tagging that time of when you said
my soft dom energy.
What?
Gosh darn it, guys! We were talking about Davy Chappie about
being
porn
a bottom
and being a bottom, and we talked about whether you have to play fuck, marry, kill with a mind flayer, a null, and a Sahuagin, and we got on the topic of that. But I was gonna say it was like fuck.
I'd
you
fuck
guys.
the Sahuagin. I would kill the null, and I would marry the other one.
Oh, that's what we said.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
interesting.
No, that's what I said.
Dude, I would
thought we
fuck
all
fish
agreed
people
at the
like
end.
that. You kidding me? Fish people?
Wait, you would
My
fuck
dick's
the
going in.
Sahuagin?
Absolutely, 100%.
I think we were saying we would fuck the null.
Yeah, I agree with Logan.
Fish people, dude.
Yeah.
Yeah, well.
Shape of water?
Anyway,
Get out of here.
Gabby was saying that
Judge
he would be a bottom for that.
And then I think he asked me, like, are you a bottom? And I was like, I don't know. And you were like, you know. And I was like, guys. And then
I don't
all the
wanna
comments
tell
were just
you,
tagging that bit. And I was like, all right. Anyways.
Oh, they're going to tag this bit now. Fuck.
Yeah.
They know.
I would passionately fuck a Sahuagin.
That's going to be the episode name. The Runesmith would passionately fuck a Sahuagin.
After all we've talked about.
Yeah, everything. No, what was I talking about? Hate fucking.
Yeah.
That's what
Yeah. Mm-hmm. If you love hate fucking. Then you
No,
hate
what if
passion
you
sex.
you hate somebody so much you want to fuck them?
Okay,
what I was
that's
trying to say
real.
is like, I don't have this. I just know that exists.
That's why everyone loves villains. That's
Yeah.
why everyone pairs the hero and the villain. They're like, they hate each other because the anatomy of story. Do you know the anatomy of story?
Yes.
Everyone is interwoven in the same web, and the only reason you ever have an enemy or a villain is because they care about the same thing as the hero.
Yep.
They just go about it the different way. So if they're able to agree on that, they're gonna fuck.
Luke would fuck his dad.
Absolutely, yeah.
I mean,
And then they would both
got
go
pretty
to
close
jail.
with Leia.
Oh,
Yeah, he did. Yeah.
no, he didn't. They just kissed on the lips.
And Luke is gay though,
Which
so
lips?
that makes sense.
Yeah, Luke is pretty gay. They never
he is.
confirmed it, Logan. But those
Luke's-
Chanel boots in Return of the Jedi.
All
don't
those
remember that.
all those touches on Han are a little too. That
Every
that
time Luke like has an interaction with another man in
we're gonna upset so many people.
sorry.
No, okay,
In-
actually, who's the guy who plays Luke? I'm forgetting his name.
Mark Hamill.
Mark Hamill. Did you hear what he had to say on the topic?
Yeah.
No.
Yeah, he said if you think
Luke is gay, then
he's
Luke is gay.
Mark Hamill is a goddamn treasure to
He
the
absolutely
world. I was gonna say America, but everybody
Everywhere.
gets to enjoy Mark Hamill.
I'm trying to emulate all the people who I think are cool, like all the voice actors for a lot of anime, just voice actors in general. They're so cool.
Good people.
Great
Good community.
For realsies.
Yeah, it's just.
Do you guys
like,
want to bust down with one more question?
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. So, there's a lot here. You guys asked a lot of questions. Stall while I pick one.
We can rifle through a couple of them. I do.
Text.
King Kong or Godzilla? Asked by two gnomes in a trench coat.
Godzilla, because I don't like the fact that I'm a monkey.
Go back to monkey.
I just
I do
really
wanna
like
return to monkey.
Return to Monkey.
Return to
memes.
monkey.
Yes.
Reject Humanity, Return to Monkey. So probably King Kong.
Okay,
But I literally have never watched a single Godzilla or King Kong movie.
I haven't watched a lot of it, but I think that if they were to go up against each other, lizards have monkeys beat for now. That's why, like, in the
Isn't
wake of a
Godzilla like
meteor,
a nuclear reactor?
yeah, he essentially is.
Okay.
So in the wake of a global catastrophe, all the dinosaurs died and we had the age of mushrooms. Now we have monkeys. But like if they were to collide without that mushroom gap in the middle, we'd be dead. So I think that Godzilla would probably kick ass. But if
Definitely.
there were like
he can
if
shoot
there
lasers.
if there were a third like Mega Mush character in that whole universe, I feel like they would win.
Yeah. I don't understand why it's a contest, though. Is King Kong just really strong? Because
That's
Godzilla
kind of
can
his-
shoot lasers.
I think people are just memeing the argument. And
Oh,
I'm
really?
totally breaking the meta by saying that. I ruined the joke, but I think that's what it is.
Oh, okay. All right. I guess I'm just an idiot, I guess.
Yeah.
What about you?
Return to monkey.
Return to Monkey.
Yeah.
Thank you for being on
Reminds
my side.
me of what's his fucking name? Freddy versus Jason.
Oh,
It's like that argument. It's
yeah.
just it's the same argument.
But that one's dumb though because Freddy Krueger is obviously more powerful than Jason.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
He literally he's Inception.
Is Jason like a normal person?
He's just he's just a zombie.
Yeah.
Okay, he is a zombie though.
He's just a dude whose mom got killed and he's angry.
His mom didn't get killed. He got killed.
He got well. I thought his mom was.
No, his mom is the killer in the first movie.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
That reminds me, Scream is good. The first Scream with Matthew Lillard is a great.
I'm getting a little woozy here. Is my favorite line in the whole film.
He's so good in that movie. God damn it! In case you don't know who Matthew Lillard is, shame on you. He's Shaggy.
He's Shaggy, and he owns Beatles and Grimm.
Mm-hmm.
Beetle and Grimms.
Oh, Logan's gone, so we're talking about Hello, we're back.
Hello.
Horror movies. What about them? Scream, movie.
Amazing movie. All the other ones, pretty good. Oh,
they're okay.
I think they might be able to hear Logan.
Well, no, you can mute him.
Oh, I can.
Yeah.
I'm not smart with editing yet. I was gonna say something about a horror movie, and then I forgot the second you brought up Scream.
Scream is good. Do you like Friday the 13th?
Yeah, I the only horror movies I don't like is the Saw franchise. I like the first one, but the first anything after that
and then everything else is like a torture fest, and that's all it is. And it's like it's not interesting
I don't do
anymore.
both those. The Blair Witch remake is bad too.
I can't fucking watch Blair Witch. It's too real.
Yeah.
Oh, Cabin in the Woods is super good.
Yeah.
Is that a horror movie?
Yeah.
Do you know what freaks me out? The first Bruce Campbell, what is it?
Evil Dead?
Evil Dead. Okay, that movie's terrifying, the first one. But then, like, the second one, it's just a cool action Bruce Campbell movie, and it's like, this is great.
Yeah, Bruce Campbell. Beautiful.
Bruce Campbell's great.
Did you know that...
We're still on, Logan. We decided to talk about scary movies, and we were talking about how beautiful Bruce Campbell is.
You know, who was the actor in The Mummy? How do you say his name?
Oh, damn it! I know his name. No, not him.
It's Brendan.
Brendan Fraser.
Apparently, it's Brendan Fraser.
No, it's not. Don't
Is
ever
that
say
how
that
he says
again.
it?
Yeah.
That's I didn't.
No.
No wonder he's
Fraser.
so sad right now.
Fraser. Okay.
It's not Fraser. It's Fraser.
Fraser. Well, there's no H.
Yeah. He said that's how he pronounces his name, and that Fraser is wrong.
Oh, then it's not that hard to say Fraser.
I know, but isn't that weird? Like, I've lived all this time.
It's like Berenstain.
I love The Mummy. It's a great movie. It's a bad movie, but it's a good movie.
Mummy is like, oh my god, it's like The Mummy is one of those. I keep calling them this. They're like D&D movies. It's just like a movie that you could easily see as just like a D&D campaign. Yeah, like that's what it is.
It was the inspiration for the Tomb art that we have right now for Ira and Ari.
Yeah. Yeah.
I was going to say a lot of writers' rooms, when you actually understand how they work, they literally write like D&D.
That's so cool.
And if I were to actually get to work on a show and I were like to run the writing, I would literally make each of the writers like role play as the characters, and I would present scenarios like Rick and Morty.
That's what they did.
With
rumor,
Stranger Things.
I guess I heard that's what they did with Stranger Things. Yeah.
No, that's not a rumor. That's relatively confirmed by the crew. Where each
of
the cast members would be like, "Hey, I feel like my character would not do that. I feel like."
And then I think they took it a step further, and they had them like when they were writing, they were like, "Okay, so this happens. What would your character do?" And they were like, "Oh, they would do this," and it became like really realistic, which is kind of interesting.
I think it'd be really cool to have those two bros. I'm forgetting their last name, but it'd be cool to run a D&D game with them. I feel like that's not out of our reach. I think.
Yeah, that would be really. I feel like that'd be really helpful as an actor to be like, my character wouldn't do that. Can we change this? Like, because I know with as silly as it is in like the Twilight movies, there was like a lot of like, I don't really think that this would be like a thing my character would do, or I know too much about the Twilight series. I'm sorry, guys.
It's really funny that the actors are just like, wait, this story's shit.
Yeah, exactly.
At Unimportant Hero asks, you must live in a world where you only get to have two of these three forever. Meat, bread and cheese.
Bread and meat.
You would have bread and meat?
Bread and cheese.
Cheese is not good for you. And I feel like because chickens are technically a symbiotic species with humans. In the same way that venom works with Eddie Brock, chickens, humans, and corn are literally biologically symbiotic. Each of us would not survive without the other.
If cheese bad, why it tastes good?
Because God fucking hates us. He's an evil monster.
I would also
what would you pick? Because I feel like bread is really important when it comes to carbo loading, when it comes to survival. Cheese is absolutely a delicious luxury, but I feel like a lot of what certain meats have to offer is a little bit more important than cheese.
I would say bread and cheese because I kind of wish I was vegetarian, but I like the taste of meat too much. And if I had the option to just get rid of it and I have no choice, I'll take it.
Yeah, that was my first thought, but then I was like, wait, that means I could just eat a bunch of cheese and I'll be a piece of shit and die.
Yeah.
But
and you can have bread. There's lots of types of cheese and there's lots of types of bread. But I think most meat is just kind of meat flavored.
Like beef and pork, they're really delicious. Beef is generally awful for you. Pork is good, but it's really hard to make right. I feel like chicken, it's not really hit or miss. Chicken's just chicken. It's good.
Yeah.
And is that all that you can have?
I guess so.
No, it's in a world where like out of the three, so I think you can.
So everything else still exists.
It's you have to lose
that's
one.
So bread and cheese is so much easier.
Bread and cheese is already my life.
That's fair.
This is a good question. What's something? So at Mist 018048832 asks, what's something you think most people D&D games are missing? I think what they're trying to say is what's missing from most people's D&D games.
Okay.
I think, and I will never stop preaching this because I don't know why. Maybe I'm crazy and I'm the only person who says this for some reason, but I don't see a lot of people saying this, and I feel like I'm the only one, so that's why I keep saying it. So maybe I'm crazy and wrong and stupid, but I don't know. I'm just
say it, dude.
Guy in the
Go for it, man.
I think the ultimate advice for making your D&D game fun is just take your players and make them the central part of your story in your game.
Yeah.
Done. It's gonna be super fun if you do that.
Yeah, I agree. I don't know. That's kind of hard to say though. Like, what's missing from someone's D&D game that I'm not a part of?
That's true.
That's fair. Yeah. No, that's you're trying
everyone's
not to
different.
Be pretentious.
Yeah.
Well, you see,
100%.
but I mean, you're able to see and hear a lot about certain D&D games.
Yeah.
And there's probably I don't know. Maybe there's some things you don't see a whole lot.
Yeah, I think making your characters feel important is one of the biggest things that you can do in a game that's going to make your players like your game. Other than that, you don't really need a whole lot to play D&D. You need a character, some dice, and a story. Everything else is kind of a luxury. Like, you don't need a map. You don't need minis. Like, you can just say what you're doing. And
my
that's what
my
it is.
answer is actually kind of a lens shift of that answer. Because when you focus on the characters, that's an important part. I feel like a lot of people try really hard to build the world. And like the problem there that I guess it's a step back from it is I feel like a lot of people lack the ability to improvise. I feel like everyone needs to learn a little bit about improv because Tall Tales, we probably write maybe an hour before the show and we don't write that much. Nope. And it's so much fun.
Oh, yeah.
Like whether or not it's funny, whether or not it's good, which people say it is or isn't, doesn't matter. But we have a lot of fun.
Oh, yeah.
And,
seriously, I love Tall Tales became something that I didn't expect it to be, and it's so fun and cool.
Yeah.
If you guys haven't had the chance, Logan has a second channel similar to like Arcane Arcade called Tall Tales. And every other Sunday, me, Fel the Leb, Adan, and Logan all play
one shots.
Yeah, pretty much
Tall
one
Tales,
shots.
yeah.
And it is more about the improv and the storytelling than it is really about like the character stats, you know?
Yeah.
So it's so much fun because we just have like random. We have like a different prompt every time, and God, everybody's so good at just coming up with new things, and it's great.
The best way that I have found to write those shows, and Fel actually the next time we play is going to run a game, and he's going to do it full improv. We're not even going to base it on D&D, but my favorite thing when writing those and what I'm trying to learn how to do more and better is writing it where the prompt is all about the characters. As you guys are saying, it's about the players. So if I were to write two characters who are so absurd and one character who's not, I don't need to write a game.
Yeah.
you guys come up with everything. Like in one of my favorite episodes, the Golden Years, I hardly wrote anything for that. I was like, okay, let me give 2 of them complete creative control of the story and one of them the same boat that I'm in and just see where we go. It was so much fun.
And that's
so
like
improv.
Big advice is just in general, not to get too deep into it as a dungeon master. You want to be a facilitator. You want your players will surprise you with the stories that they want to tell and create and make. Like I've been lucky enough to never have a player that was like, okay, this is weird what you're trying to tell right now and strange, and I don't want to do this. And almost 90% of the time that I run games, the things my players want to do and the stories that they want to tell are always like, oh, that was way better than the idea I had. Yeah. That's really cool. So I'll add on to that and give you more, and then you'll add more, and then I'll add more, and it'll just be this cool thing. So
know your players and their limits.
Definitely.
And I think I've learned a lot just in life generally as actual life advice. Purge yourself of expectations. Yes. You'll never be sad again.
I definitely agree. All right, let's this is a bit of a longer episode, guys. So
damn it, I have to edit this shit.
Sorry. But let's close it off with one last question here. From @Big TD Haynes asks, my players recently killed a big villain in my campaign, but it was before I wanted that villain to end the villain. My players recently killed a big villain in my campaign, but it was before I wanted that villain to end. The villain was an ancient white dragon, and they caught it outside its lair. I don't want to retcon their victory by having the dragon come back. Any advice?
I feel like I would need more context to properly answer that question. Because there's if you're a creative writer, you can pull a good story out of the rubble of any other story.
Yeah.
So I think if you had a white dragon that was a villain, an interesting thing about white dragons, not to be presumptuous and be like, oh, maybe you didn't know this about them, but they're supposed to be animalistic. They're supposed to be like monstrous. They're not very intelligent. So maybe if you wanted it to be a dragon, I wouldn't say a humanoid, but have maybe something that was working alongside it. I think there are 2 potentialities you could explore. Someone that was working with it that is now vengeful that it has died, or a third party that was waiting for it to die and now has their chance to shine.
I like that a lot. Creating a new villain out of
who is waiting for that to
quick death of the villain is actually really interesting. But you are 100% right. The person asking the question, you don't want to destroy their victory. I think that's so shitty. Just to we killed the villain, and then you go, no, he's back now.
Don't ever do that.
That's stupid.
If you made it a Dracolich, I would leave your game if I was a player.
Yeah, that's come on, that's stupid. What do you think?
Not to insult that if they were exploring that thought. I strongly advise against it. Not saying that's stupid, but it's dangerous to go that way.
I don't have very much experience building a story that way.
What about the player side, though?
Yeah, you're a player, so I think if you killed the big bad, what would you like to see happen?
That the idea that you were running with, Logan, that there was someone working with the dragon, or
okay,
I mean, if they're animalistic, maybe it was being told what to do.
There are frost giants and Goliaths.
Yeah.
One of those is a player race, so you can explore a lot with a Goliath. Yeah. But both of them, there's also Remorhazes, which is a weird thing that's in the same environment as all of them.
Those are like the lizard.
Wait, how did you say that?
Remorhaz?
Yeah. All right. Good. All right.
Is that wrong?
Wait, no,
you're right. It's kind of a meme now.
Jacob likes to go, everybody. No, that's not right, actually. In my opinion, and it's
every episode somebody's going to pronounce something. I'm going to be like, "What'd you just say? You're wrong."
Davy calls them Sahuagin.
Yeah, Jack and Davy both say they say Sahuagin, and they also frankly idiots in my mind say Asmodeus. Ugh,
that's terrible.
Never talk to me again. Basically,
no.
Anyways, sorry. What were you saying about Remorhazes?
It's just that there are these weird things that these 2 other humanoid sentient races like to wrestle into submission.
Yeah.
So if a white dragon or a Remorhaz was to be the same, they'd be like, fuck you. And they would be the guys behind the strings.
A Remorhaz maybe that we have.
He's going to sit right here.
There he goes. Right there.
Oh, there was a tangent.
My real advice
Because Asmodeus, that's what we know, right?
Yes.
Deus means God in Latin, and that's relatively how you pronounce it.
Yeah.
But I've also learned that the word Zeus is a...
Is it Zeus?
Yes and no. People have said both. Because it's one of those, it's an etymology thing where you could argue either because no one's alive to prove it. I think Zeus would be cool, but it's also Zeus, so it would be Asmodeus.
Yeah.
In a way.
What if you pronounced it like Zeus, though? Asmodeus?
Oh, Asmodeus. Okay, not Deus. Asmodeus.
No, that's stupid. Don't say Asmodeus.
No, don't say Asmodeus. I feel like your players would instantly be like, oh, it's Asmodeus.
Yeah.
The game's over.
Yep.
He's not intimidating anymore.
You have no idea, Logan, how deep I have to think about names going, what will Stibbles say?
Yep.
What will Stibbles call this guy? My actual real advice, because this is what I would do in my campaign, because I don't give a shit, is... if you really like the villain, take Logan and Spencer's advice, or especially like what Logan was saying. But if it was me in my campaign, I would just fucking forget and move on. I'd just make a new villain. Because I like the players having their victory. Their victory is more important than my writing I did in my room earlier. It's not important.
Well, okay, but the problem with that, just to help you and the person writing this, I feel like that would be bad closure. If you were to just instantly introduce a new villain, you would need a full session of exploring the aftermath of that dragon
I would
dying.
reward them for doing it. Like,
not even just rewarding.
We talked about this in this episode today. We talked about that in Sunder. You guys just eliminated that drow, and I was like, okay, that's what happens. You guys win. You did the thing, but there's things you're not going to learn. There's stuff you're not going to know, and we're going to move on to the next thing.
Yeah, and you had already sort of intertwined that villain with another villain, so I feel like that was, I mean, this person might not have that, but you were like, oh, the drow are working with these like people who are slaughtering all of the dragons in the world. Well,
so the exposition that drow lady was going to give you was just given to you by Krieg later on. So yeah, I mean, you can always do it as a DM. You can go, well, they didn't find this, so I'm just going to put it over here.
If they never learned what the dragon's plan was, you can put it over there.
Yep.
I'd say that in reality, story resolution is never satisfying. You're never satisfied by the end of a real story, just day-to-day stuff. But if you want your players to really appreciate the death of that dragon, absolutely let them go to its lair, figure out maybe 80% of what it was doing, just so they can be like, oh, okay, I understand what the DM was trying to tell us, what was trying to do with this dragon.
Yeah.
And what this dragon was trying to do. And now, because we have this information, we can use it against the real villain. That's a fantastic resolution.
I agree.
Because there's no red herring there. And I fucked up with red herrings before. Where it's like, oh, I intentionally, like, okay, no, you're wrong, constantly with the players. And I essentially write this riddle that's unsolvable. And it's been really fun with writing the Seeker's Guide to Twisted Taverns, how many like cryptics I get to write with. And I'll only say one on the podcast because I wrote them today. But what is it? One of our new stretch goals that hasn't even been announced yet because we had to fucking scramble to get them because you assholes got us to 500,000 in 8 days. Fuck you guys. There is a type of code. One of them that we're making is a DM screen.
Oh, that's cool.
And what I did, the group that I'm working with, who also made Grim Hollow, made a beautiful...
I'm a slut for DM screens. I love them.
Dude, absolutely. They made a DM screen here.
So cool.
And so what I did was I put it on my desk and I was like that. And my instant thought was, wait, you can make a fucking DM screen into a box. You can make it a building.
Yo, that's cool.
Yeah.
Okay.
So,
all right.
The outside of the DM screen is literally, if you put it into a box, it'll look like a tavern building, like the outside. There are going to be windows. You can see the people.
Awesome. That's so cool.
Yeah, it's super fun. Let me see. 2
That would be great.
But what? Oh, holy shit. I'm probably going to pronounce this wrong, but this is the one thing that I came up with because I'm looking at ciphers, I'm looking at like lore hunts and all these crazy encryption things because I want this book to be for everyone.
Oh yeah.
And my favorite thing that I'm doing behind the scenes, which I'm really bad at telling people what I'm working on, is this massive Easter egg hunt that tells you who the Seeker really is and what the Tavern's really about, what the book's really about. And I've talked to the writers that I'm working with about it. They love it. But
that's cool.
On the DM screen, there is a specific type of cipher that I learned about today called the Vigenery Cipher. It's Vigenere cipher.
Okay.
And you know the alphabetic cipher where like, okay, the key code is 20. So you have a bunch of weird letters and you're like, okay, I add 20 to the letters.
Yes,
and
I know
the
that is.
Yeah.
Yes.
But what this one is, the Vigenere cipher is instead of a single number, it's a word, and the letters of the word are sectioned versions of that cipher.
Oh, interesting.
So, okay, I'll spill all the beans here because this one isn't extremely important. But on this DM screen, I'm going to have the Seeker just sitting there with a little key over their head. And Seeker is the key to this cipher that's going to be written on the encrypted on the wood in this tavern.
So is there going to be like a thing like you can solve with it?
There are random letters carved into the wood on the DM screen, and if you look at these letters and you pair them to the Vigeneer, I think that might be right, the Vigeneer cipher, and you look like Seeker, okay, S is this many numbers, E is this many numbers, E is this many numbers, K is this many numbers, and you find it, you like retrace it, you will find the hidden code that I put in the wood of the tavern of the DM screen.
Oh shit, y'all who just listen to the podcast just got a special exclusive insider info into the book here. That's really cool, dude.
I'm really excited for all the puzzles we're doing.
Man, that's awesome. Guys, go make sure to check out that book. That's so sick. So, the last question we were talking about it was the ancient white dragon thing, and earlier you were talking about how that was you want a really resolute kind of like ending to most of like the things that you're doing, right? Mm-hmm. Like really satisfactory ending.
Yeah, so I would say as a DM, if you are surprised by an ending that the players make, don't feel guilty about it. Yeah, just be like, okay, I wasn't prepared for this. Be honest with them. Be like, okay, I'm going to take some time and figure out how to make this make sense.
Yes,
and then come back to them.
Like this.